Eso, 3, 2, 1, en vivo desde the start. Ambar, Garcia, Bryan, Broaddus. Don't be too close, Bryan. Don't be too close.
Sickness.
He's getting sick. This is not a good time to be getting sick, Bryan.
Nope.
We still have a lot of ball to play.
Whoa.
Is that not what they say?
That's exactly what they say. That's exactly what they say. Good job. That's very good.
That's what Garrett says.
That's it. You got a lot of ball to play still. Yeah, hopefully so.
Football.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, definitely did not expect the turnout last weekend against the Colts. I don't think anybody expected that to happen.
I picked on gut feeling.
Who'd you pick?
Colts.
You picked them,
Yeah.
but you didn't expect it to be 0.
No,
a blowout.
I picked it 26-23. Is what I picked. I didn't.
So who are you picking this week?
Gotta find out.
Oh my god.
Get the gut feeling this week.
I'm bringing you on this show for one thing.
What?
To answer some questions and then to
I
give
haven't
us
seen
the
the questions yet. Yeah, the gut
and then to give us the prediction for the game.
That's why you need to.
Tampa Bay, Cowboys, if they beat the Buccaneers, then they clinch the division.
That's right. Yeah.
The
I'll
Tampa
tell you what.
Bays are right now 5-9
Yeah.
with a record 5-9, not very good at the moment.
No.
Wouldn't imagine that's gonna get any better, but they could always win a couple more games.
Sure.
That is still possible. But as far as everything that you've watched from that team so far,
Yeah.
what would you say would be the most struggles that the Cowboys could face this weekend?
Well, what Tampa Bay does is they're a little bit like you, and they have the ability to move the football, but when they get down in the red zone, they have trouble scoring. That's been a problem of theirs. I mean,
like the Cowboys.
Yeah, they have some. They move the ball. I was watching the Washington game the other day, and they had 500 yards of offense and scored like 3 points. And so that just tells you really all you need to know about the Cowboys, right? I mean, excuse me, the Buccaneers.
The Bucs.
Yeah, they've got a lot of weapons. I think the weapons, when you talk about Mike Evans, I know you did a breakdown of him today for Somos. And, and with Jameis Winston, I mean, he's going to throw the football up. I mean, he's just going to throw it up there, and he's going to hope that those guys make plays. Their offensive line at times, I think where you want to beat up on them a little bit, Ambar, is at the offensive tackle spots. I don't think they're tackles. You're not going to play an offensive line. Well, maybe the Saints, if you play the Saints again in the playoffs, if you get in the playoffs, is you're not going to play an offensive line that was as good as what Indianapolis Colts were. I mean, that's just not going to happen. They did a great job of blocking you. And so I think that you can get some pressure on this group. The thing you have to worry about, though, is Jameis Winston, the quarterback. He'll run around. He's like he'll take the ball, he'll avoid. He's a big guy, and then boom, he'll take off running. So, keep an eye on that right there.
But the Cowboys have faced several of those.
They have. They faced some running quarterbacks. They have. Andrew Luck made a couple of nice runs in that game the other night. They kind of got them, got them some first downs and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll tell you what I've learned about this team, though, Ambar. I've learned that if the defense plays bad, they don't win games. I mean, if you think about it, you go back to the Tennessee game, they lost that game because really the defense had their struggles. I mean, on third down, Tennessee was 11-14.
Yeah.
You look at what the Colts were. They made the Colts punt one time. They didn't. They physically got beat up. I mean, Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, those guys had some bad run fits. I mean, it was a tough game for them. But Tampa, I don't know. I don't think Tampa could do the same thing that Indy does. But I think where they could hurt you is making that big chunk play. With Mike Evans, throw the ball all the way down the field. And if Jalen doesn't, if Byron Jones doesn't cover, if a Woozier doesn't cover, if Jeff Heath misplays the ball, or Xavier Woods that's where they could probably hurt you in this football game. So that part of it I would worry about a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want that. Now let's answer some questions.
Yeah.
How is Irvin's injury? People keep asking about David Irvin. He's back in the building.
Yeah.
He's back in the building and just kind of starting to get a little work in. But
I wouldn't count on him, Ambar.
Yeah, Jerry Jones, he made some comments about him coming back at some point before the season ends. It's still, there's no telling right now. Yeah. We just have to wait until game day and see if he's ever on the field.
Today was the first time that we've actually seen him on the field working out.
Yeah.
And that just happens to be he was out there working out, and where our offices are located, you could see him. I'm just going to make an observation as a former NFL scout. He is a long way off.
He hasn't played in a long time, he has freakish skill sets, but still, you need to.
But you're okay. He's going to have to get in shape. He hasn't been able to do anything.
And playing is a different pace. And
exactly.
It's just a whole different game. So I wouldn't expect him to really be playing.
Yeah, don't expect help.
We'll see. Now, also, Zach Martin, he's working out, doing the whole rehab thing off to the side.
Yeah, he is working out. Today was, in the team period, what I was told on Wednesday practice, it was the same offensive line that you finished the Colts game with. It was Smith, Redmond, Looney, Williams, and Collins. Those were the guys that got.
So what were some of the things that Suafilo was able to do today? Just the walkthrough type of stuff?
The walkthrough stuff, and then also I was told that he did some stuff on field goal protection team. That's it.
Yeah, so he did. He said he's getting a lot better. I didn't really see his eye, but
the 5 guys that I mentioned took all the reps today. So that's where that's at right there.
All right, let's hit some of these questions.
Were the linebackers never free? No.
Ah.
No. We lose the questions.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
There we go.
Okay, here it is. The questions just disappeared.
Week 15, we're losing all our questions.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
Let's see. I understand that a lot of people are upset, and that's fair to say, but the Cowboys are still in the run, so let's see how far they can make it. Yeah. Irving is done for the season. Podcast mañana. Sí, mañana tendremos el podcast en español. A las 3.
Tavon Austin, can I answer that?
Where is it? Tavon Austin. Yeah. Do you think Tavon Austin will play this week?
You know what? I think that there's, in talking to some people in the organization, Tavon did not. He took part in some of the drills again. He's kind of working his way back. But usually you could tell when you ask somebody about, okay, how many reps is he getting with the first or second offense? And he's not getting any right now. I wouldn't expect Tavon Austin unless something changes.
I mean, that surprises me, but does that surprise you? Like, the fact that we still haven't really seen... I mean, he's back into, practice and stuff, but...
Yeah, it was significant. I mean, that was a significant... As far as him being able to play. And so they felt like last week that he still had a little bit of a pull there. And
I'm sure that wouldn't be something like, something shady is going on that we don't really know. I don't think that's the case because I would imagine that the Cowboys do want him back on the field as soon as possible. Especially
he can help you to punt returner. Absolutely.
He can help you in a lot of ways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so is Martin playing this week? We'll see.
That tomorrow will be a big day for Zach Martin, and they might even let him rest again tomorrow, and then usually with Zach Martin they'll let him rest on Wednesdays and then try and practice him a little bit on Thursday. If Zach Martin can play, he will give it a go. I don't think there's any question about that. It's just a matter of, I think it's just a matter of the pain tolerance there, and he's been playing pretty much in pain all year. Well, since the knee injury though, for sure.
Yeah. Is Sean Lee done?
No.
I don't think he's done.
No, Sean Lee, but see, again, talking to some people in the organization.
We saw him a little bit last week, but it wasn't anything. I mean, it was very little and nothing noticeable. I was even wondering, there was a point I'm like, wait, has Sean Lee been on the field? And it was like everybody was doubting. It's like, has he? And then eventually we saw him, but it was nothing.
Well, the game got out of hand. So, yeah, Sean Lee, today primarily it was Van Der Esch and Smith practicing, and it was Sean Lee getting a couple reps here and there. So, something worth to keep an eye on, though. I think they're going to try and work Sean Lee back. They feel like that they've kind of got this thing where they need it, and hopefully he'll continue to get some more reps here. But we'll see if that's the case. Tomorrow will be a big day for him if he gets more reps. So we'll see.
Yeah. Are any of the tight ends showing the growth to potentially become the full-time starter? I know his answer. He's drafting a tight end for sure.
I'm probably going to draft a tight end, but I'll tell you this, though. What I've seen from Dalton Schultz reminds me, I said this on a Twitter question today, Dalton Schultz is starting to play like he did when he played at Stanford. The ability, the blocking ability, he's being more physical, the routes, the catching the football. That's something he's always been able to do. I was thinking that Dalton Schultz was going to come in here and immediately be the starter. And now it's taken week, 15, 16 before you actually get to that point.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that you're barely now starting to see a few things from like Blake Jarwin, Dalton Schultz,
right.
Especially because of how much of a need this position is. And it's like, most likely, I mean, they've gotten their chances, and nobody has really been able to take advantage of it.
They've gotten better. Yeah. We've seen better play. The last 2 games have been better for the tight ends. Even the game in the Philadelphia game, 11 targets, 11 catches. Last week we saw everything that was thrown to Jarwin was caught. Everything that was thrown to Schultz, those guys, So they even got Rico. Rico even helped you get on the play that went to Olawale that was short. Rico did a good job of running a pick route to get Jarwin open in the back of the end zone. And Rico could have messed that all up and got an offensive pass interference. But he did a really great job. So I think Rico's learning. We'll see how it all plays out, though.
Yeah, we'll see.
A lot of Linehan hate.
This is what I was about to say. A lot of Linehan hate. And again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens at the end of the season. Yeah. Blake Jarwin needs to be the starter. I don't think he's shown just quite enough. No. As of right now, I mean, he would be the next one that has been making the biggest plays, obviously, after Swain. Yeah. That opened up a little space for him to be playing more and kind of show off a little more.
You're right about that, yeah. Absolutely.
After a big loss, how do you like to depressurize?
Depressurize.
It was a bad loss, but I don't think it changes anything for the Cowboys as far as where they're at. Win. They still have to win 1 game.
Or have Philadelphia and Washington both lose.
Right.
Washington plays on Saturday, and then Philadelphia plays the same time you do on Sunday.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there, but the Cowboys just need to win a game, and they're good. I think a lot of people are starting to see that loss kind of as a reality check type of thing, like, oh, they should have gotten like that type of wake-up call, and we'll see how they handle it.
Is that Stimbo's been reading Bucky Brooks' why does this offensive coordinator use Dak Prescott running, forcing him to be a pocket passer. Bucky Brooks, a former scout I worked with the Packers, said the same thing. So I think you're probably reading Bucky's fine work on NFL.com. I think with Dak, I think there's. But if you think about this, why don't you use Dak's running? What happened?
Didn't see any
what happened when Dak ran to his left and had Amari Cooper wide open in the middle of the field? He overthrew him by 4 feet.
That was bad.
And those are passes that Dak doesn't normally miss. Yeah. And so pocket passers, but he's also had some problems throwing the ball on the move as well. I mean,
which to me has been one of his
strengths. One of his best strengths is his ability to throw the ball on the move.
He has shown that in the past.
When he's running left and he misses a pass that badly, I mean, is that Scott's fault? They called a play where he thought that Dak, and I'm not trying to defend Scott Linehan. I'm just telling you, though, there are things. I mean, Dak should have thrown the ball further down the field when Allen Hurns. I mean, I don't know why he's throwing Allen Hurns to the back shoulder. We talked to the coaches. Coaches said, no, throw the ball all the way out. Throw the ball all the way out. I mean, Allen Hurns had separation. He missed Cooper right in the middle of the field on a 3rd and 1. He could have run for the first down, and he didn't. He tried to throw because it would have been a bigger play. But we haven't seen him. The pass to Olawale, Garrett says you got to throw it on him. You got to throw the ball on him. You can't float that ball. I mean, he had some bad plays the other day. And this is where I think Scott Linehan, and again, I'm not defending Linehan. I'm just saying Linehan takes the heat because when the players mess up plays, it's a bad call. I don't think he trusts his offensive line. I mean, when there was a time back in the day when you had Travis Frederick and Zach Martin and all these guys playing, Ron Leary, that you could hand the ball off and get 4 yards or 5 yards or 6 yards a shot down in the red zone, down in the goal line. I don't think they could do that.
Let me ask you this, though. After you've been seeing the way that your players play and you know kind of their weaknesses, or you should know kind of their weaknesses, as a coach, and as a coordinator, shouldn't you be able to kind of adjust
that's what he's trying to do.
And
yeah, that's what he's trying to do. By doing some things in the red zone and goal-to-goal situations, he's thinking, okay, I just can't hammer this thing in there 3 times.
We saw him give Zeke an attempt there, but, I don't think it was enough.
But that's what I'm saying. The 4th down play, what happened?
Yep.
Joe Looney gets backdoored, and it's he tried to create something, getting in 13 personnel with the 3 tight ends, run it weak side to see if he can do something there, and just didn't do it. I'm just telling you, folks, I understand the Scott Linehan hate. I totally understand why you're doing this. But you also need to think about what's going on, though, with the players. He's calling some plays where you also look at it and you go, well, Dak, he's got, like I say, he's got Amari Cooper wide open in the middle of the field, and he overthrows him by 3 feet. That's bad.
Unfortunately, it's been a mixture of both things to where, the play calling is bad at times, but then the players don't really execute, and so it's a mix.
It is hard to call plays when you don't really trust what's happened with the offensive line. Think about that. There's some guys where it's times where he's like, okay, I have to come up with something like the pass to Noah Brown that was open that Dak missed. Or how about Cole Beasley dropping the pass in Atlanta on the play? Same play they ran in Green Bay in 2016, where Beasley stuttered like he's going to block it and then breaks the outside. Dak put the ball right there. He dropped it. Think about how many plays scoring plays that they missed. This team wouldn't be last in that category if the players had just made some more plays. And no, it's not an excuse. It's you. This is where you're wrong about that. That's, I always say this on our show. That's low hanging fruit. That is low hanging fruit right there. Fire the coach. That's what every fan wants to do. Fire the coach because you don't understand football. That's reality.
I think it's a mix of both things. I think there are times that there should have been a different play calling. I think there are times where he definitely should have adjusted to what his players need as far as position or putting them in the best position as possible. And I've heard this before from players themselves, just kind of feeling that sometimes they're not necessarily placed.
This guy's pissing me off. I'm not covering for Linehan here, guys. I'm being real. I'm real about the quarterback. The quarterback needs to make some more plays. The fullback needs to make a play. Cole Beasley needs to make a play. Noah Brown, all these guys need to make plays. He could call plays if they weren't moving the ball. If they weren't moving the ball at all, how many times have been called for holding? It's taken the ball back. How many times? I'm just telling you. You want to sit there and blame the OC, but you need to look at these players too. I'm just telling you that. That's true.
I think that they're just being really inconsistent all around. As far as whenever it's not, whether it's Dak or whether it's the receiver or whether it's the play calling, it's always one of those 3. And the only consistent thing that has happened is Zeke running the ball. He's been able to run the ball and stuff.
What's the one thing that's
nothing else has been consistent?
What's been the most consistent thing on this football team, the entire team? What's been the most consistent thing?
The defense?
There you go.
But
there you go.
We're talking about the offense?
No, I know. But you saw what happened when the defense doesn't play well.
Yeah,
you lose because the offense. You could say,
and we've been seeing that all year long.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The holding penalties, the missed passes, the play calling, whatever you want to say. The offense has not. Now, for the last 5 weeks, they've managed to overcome because the defense has held them in games. How many times have they stumble along? Defense holds them a game, and then you get in the fourth quarter. What does Dak do? Drives the football, win a game, kick a field goal, get a touchdown, whatever you have to do.
I was really upset, and a lot of people want to rely on the defense and say, okay, well, the defense can win you a game, and it's true. But as far as last week and the way I see it, it's like sometimes if that side of the ball is struggling, as far as your defense, you hope that that's when your offense can come through and actually help you out at least once in the whole season. And that hasn't been the case. Clearly, it happened last week, and unfortunately, it was a horrible loss. But that is very concerning, because what happens the next time, and we're getting very close, let's say they do end up making it to the playoffs for sure, and now they're there, and somehow the defense can't just hold them.
Can't or can?
Can't. If they can't hold the opposing team's offense, then...
This is where you're in trouble. This is where you're in trouble, because we've shown that when this team's defense does not play well, it loses games. You know, that's it. They've held them in a lot of games. The offense now finally, the Amari Cooper trade allowed you to at least have some semblance of an offense.
Yeah.
The poor runner is just beat to hell right now. I mean, every second play he's coming.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. I mean, that he's still going. That's amazing to me. Sometimes you see him walking off the field.
Again, this is not.
Why do you keep reading this?
Well, it's because Cooper didn't expose him for that. He didn't expose him for that. He asked him, well, why do our wide receiver complain about bad play call? Cooper, that's not true. That's not true. I mean, that's not. He made an observation that he had run a lot of slants. They were sitting on the slants. That's an observation. That's one of their better plays, running the slant. That's a good play for this team. You know, they're not trolling me. They're really not. It's the same guy or gal, so whatever.
All right. Here's a question. So why no play action as well as we run it? I cringe when
here you
just drop back pass them first.
All right. What's the biggest problem with Dak Prescott? What is one of the biggest problems when you see Dak Prescott when he's back to pass? What's one of his biggest problems? I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I'm gonna teach you here. I'm gonna teach you something.
Teach me or teach them?
I'm gonna teach everybody.
Everybody.
I'm gonna teach everybody.
Okay, Bryan's the teacher now.
Yeah. This is where when you're Dak Prescott, and listen, don't tell me to settle down. I mean, you don't have to watch what we're doing here. I'm just trying to get you guys right here.
Everybody's saying all kinds of things.
All right, here we go.
Sack,
there you go.
accuracy, vision, fumbles.
Vision.
Lack of
vision.
accuracy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want Dak Prescott turning his back to the line of scrimmage and coming back and trying to find receivers downfield?
He takes too long to begin with.
Lack of accuracy? No, not all the time. Lack of vision. Okay, there's the vision. When you run play action, what happens? Your eyes go from the secondary to the fake and then back up. Do you think Dak Prescott handles that very well? Yeah.
You know, one of the things that happens is I think that's a lot of times he stays very fixated to what the play call is. And like, I'm supposed to throw, let's say, to Amari Cooper.
Right.
That's who I'm supposed to throw. Where he kind of tends to do bad is, let's say Amari's covered and it's not looking good, but now Cole Beasley's open over there. He can't do that. Like,
but someone put also there, the line hasn't given him enough time. In 2016, he's been pressured a lot, but then there's been a lot of times that we see him just kind of hanging there too, and you can't protect him forever. There you go, Mike. You're right. That's right. He doesn't want to give up on a play. But do you really want to take Dak's eyes away from the field, considering how bad the pass protection has been at times? I don't think you do. And that's another argument. Play action works great. All the metrics people will tell you, all the numbers people will tell you that play action is a great way. That's what they're saying the problem with the Rams are right now. The Rams are not running enough play action there. Redmond wasn't horrible. If you're
maybe we can put neon shirts in our wide receiver.
Yeah.
Maybe that would help.
Yeah.
Jump the ball to Rico in red zone. Don't take much protection. No. We've seen them try that. They haven't tried it recently, but they did at the beginning of the season.
Yeah. They got
and it
sacked.
Just never worked out.
Here's another one. So play action with 1 or 2 receiver route. Got sacked the other day. The second sack of the game by Indianapolis was on it where they went 12 personnel, 2-man route, kept the tight ends in, and they gave up a sack.
Yeah.
That's protection. That's vision. That's when Dak held the ball. Remember, they're sitting there. He's looking. They gave up a sack.
Yeah.
Because the 2-man route didn't get open. That's a problem. And then they have that. That's an issue. That's a play action pass right there.
Honestly, and yes, the O-line has been struggling a lot, but I honestly don't think they've been horrible. I mean, here's the thing. The problem is when you combine their struggles on the O-line plus the quarterback that you have, then that's a bad combination there. Because Dak does hold on to the ball way too long. He's thinking too much. He has to, and I don't know how much more time you need to kind of get that in your body. Yeah. I don't know how long it takes for a quarterback to learn those things and become comfortable with it. Mm-hmm. And what's crazy to me is that back at training camp, I thought that a lot of the practices, especially with Cole Beasley, I mean, they would run route, and it's different. Yeah. Yes, training camp versus a real game is different. But at the same time, a lot of the routes they would run, he would be right on target, right on point. Like, as soon as Cole Beasley would turn, the ball would be there. Yeah. So it amazes me that after seeing that happening at training camp, that's basically completely gone. They
give up more sacks on 4-man pressure than any other team in the league. They give up more sacks off just 4-man pressure, not even blitz looks. They've had problems. That's where it is. Defense has played beyond what we thought coming out of Oxnard. The offensive line, which we thought they could hang their hat on, hasn't been as good as it needed to be, and a lot of it has to do with injury. It's robbed them of that opportunity. Joe Looney and those guys have played as well as they can play. Throwing Adam Redmond in there, he's naturally a center. Playing guard, he didn't play awful, but it's not, again, we've seen Connor Williams. Amber and I have talked about this from the week one. He needs to get stronger.
He does. Yeah. Even when you look at him just stand around the other guys on the O-line, he just looks like a baby. A big baby. Yeah. Because 300-pound baby, he's still big, but compared to the other one, he looks like a rookie. Yeah. That's what he is, and he looks like one. Mm-hmm. So, how about this? A lot of questions about the quarterback and whether he's good or bad, and whether he sucks, he doesn't suck. Do you think he's a franchise quarterback?
You know what? This is where you have to ask yourself this question about a franchise quarterback. If you're going to start over with a new coach, you're likely going to probably have a new quarterback. If Garrett and them stay, then do you want... Now, how many games has Dak Prescott won in his career? Over 30, right? Mm-hmm. He's made all these starts. He's made 3 years' worth of starts for you. If a new coach comes in, the first question that's going to be asked is, can you fix my quarterback from Jerry Jones? Can you help my quarterback? Okay? Yeah. But there might be a new coach might come in and say, you know what? I don't think I can win with this guy. I don't. I think we're going to have to do something else. That's where I think Garrett and I think that Dak Prescott are really tied together. I really, really do. Now, doesn't answer the question if he's a franchise guy. It just says, do you want to start over? Yeah. If you want to start over with a new coach, does that new coach want to start over with a new quarterback? I don't think you just want to throw 3 years worth of work out the window here. But maybe somebody can fix this guy. If like we're talking, maybe the fact of Travis Frederick coming back, and Connor Williams developing strength in this offensive line, maybe that's really what it is. Maybe that's what it's really all about. But yeah, if there's a new coach, we maybe could see a new quarterback, or the new coach has to fix the quarterback. Yeah. And then that's when you will determine if he's a franchise quarterback or not. So.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I'm sorry, it's not. I mean,
there are no answers to it.
You've spent 3 years now, and the guy has won 30 games. He's probably gonna win the NFC. They're probably gonna win the NFC East for the second time out of 3 years in his career. But you put players around him, he's got a chance. I mean, he's never going to be Tom Brady or Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers, but could he be a better Matt Ryan? Yeah. Could he be a better guy than that? Could he be one of these better upper level quarterbacks we talk about?
And put a bunch of better players around him that can that can help him out.
See what happened when they gave him Amari Cooper? See what happened? Things got better for him. Give him a tight end. Give him some tight ends that can make some plays. Give him an offensive line that can protect. His poor running backs beat the crap right now. Yeah, but he's really trying. Is. He's really trying. Really is.
But at the same time, there's only so many elite or great players that you can have on your team. So it's a tough balance.
But this ought to give you hope. Of all the players that had the Pro Bowl, 5 players made the Pro Bowl yesterday, right? All 5 of them were drafted. High. All 5 of them. Am I right about that?
Yep.
Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, Ezekiel Elliott, Byron Jones, D-Law. 5 guys drafted. Pro Bowl. That's what you want right there. You got to have faith that those guys are going to pick some players for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. They put 5 guys in the Pro Bowl. Yeah.
they're talented guys. I think the Cowboys do have a lot of talented guys, and it's just a matter. I don't know. They just
Tyron tells us he feels well, but he's not 100%. He's really not.
Yeah.
You know, he
hasn't been for a while.
He hadn't been for a while. Taco, there you go. There's a pick. You say Taco, that's right. That's one. But the 5 Pro Bowl players they had were not Pro Bowl players from other teams that came on board. They were guys they drafted. Tacos, you're right about that. I can't discount that one. So.
All right. Well, that is all the time we have. I guess you won't tell us who you're picking this weekend. So check out his stuff on DallasCowboys.com. Gut feeling. See what he says and see if he's right again.
How about Somos
if he's
Cowboys? Wrong. What's my record? 10-4.
I don't keep up with your record.
10-4 picking gut feeling games.
10-4. Oh, you feel proud? Pat yourself on the back. Okay, well, check out his stuff on Friday. Right? Yeah, expert. And yeah, check out. Oh, sorry, got distracted for a second.
Yeah, a lot.
Todo en español, ya saben.
Tomorrow, español. Tomorrow, what time's your show?
Oh, yeah, el podcast en español mañana a las 3 de la tarde. Si nos quieren acompañar en español, hablar de los Cowboys, ahí estaremos. Así que,
adiós, folks.
Besos a todos. Chao, chao. Nos vemos la semana que viene, Wednesday at 3 p.m. No, we'll see what time.
Yeah.
I'll keep you guys updated. Chao, besos. Chao, besos. Chao, besos. Chao, besos.